Good morning and a very warm welcome. This is the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne for the Newsfirst team. And as always, we're coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Well, this morning we have our top story being an international news item concerning all the reciprocal tariffs that have been imposed by US President Donald Trump. But let's start off by taking a look at a small video clip.
Have these beautiful letters that the president has signed. This one is to the President of the Republic of Korea. We also have another letter to the Prime Minister of Japan as well. Both countries will be receiving a 25% tariff rate.
President Donald Trump cranked up the pressure on Monday on America's trading partners, firing off letters to heads of several countries, informing them of their new tariff rates. However, at the same time, Trump took some of the edge off by signing an executive action on Monday to extend the date for all reciprocal tariffs, with the exception of China, to the 1st of August. Now, those reciprocal tariffs were expected to go into effect on Wednesday. In some cases, the letters Trump sent specify new reciprocal tariff rates that are higher or lower compared to the April levels. Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba and South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung were the first recipients of Trump's letters. Trump said in posts on his platform Truth Social, displaying these letters, that both countries will face a 25% tariff come the 1st of August, potentially giving countries more time to negotiate deals. Now, around 2 hours later, he announced similar letters were sent to Malaysia, Kazakhstan, South Africa, Myanmar, as well as Laos, informing their leaders of new tariff rates as high as 40%. Then later in the day, he posted 7 more new letters sent to leaders of Tunisia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is set to reach a 30% tariff, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Serbia, Cambodia and Thailand, putting the running total at 14 letters delivered on Monday alone. And in these letters, Trump said he takes particular issue with the trade deficits the United States runs with them, meaning America buys more goods from there compared to the amount that American businesses export to those countries. Now, Trump also said the tariffs would be set in response to other policies that he deems are impeding American goods from being sold abroad. He encouraged country leaders to manufacture goods in the United States to avoid these tariffs. This comes ahead of his initial July 9th deadline for countries to make deals or face the threat of higher tariffs. That date marks the end of the pause on reciprocal tariffs, which briefly went into place in April. Now, with that, let's move on to some local news for this morning. Police have confirmed, Deputy Minister of Agriculture Namal Karunatakna has clarified key details regarding the government's paddy procurement program and the guaranteed prices that were set for the 2024 Yalla season. The government has already declared guaranteed prices for paddy procurement, aiming to support farmers and ensure fair market conditions. According to the announcement, now the paddy will be purchased at 120 rupees per kilogram, Samba paddy at 125 rupees per kilogram, Kiri Samba paddy at 132 rupees per kilogram. And in a significant move this year, the government has also introduced guaranteed prices for moist paddy, a first for such a program. The guaranteed prices for moist paddy are as follows: Nadu 102 rupees per kilogram, Samba 105 rupees per kilogram, Kiri Samba 112 rupees per kilogram. Let's move on to more local news. Police have confirmed that 3 individuals arrested based on revelations made by Sivanesathure Chandrakanthan, alias Pillayan, are currently being detained and interrogated. According to the police, the suspects are being held under the Prevention of Terrorism Act for a period of 72 hours for questioning. One of the arrested individuals is reportedly a close associate of Pillayan. He was taken into custody by the Criminal Investigation Department yesterday in Kalmune over alleged involvement in murders as well as abductions. In addition, former Eastern Provincial Council member K. Pushpakumar, also known as Iniya Bharati, and another individual named Sivalingam Tavasilan were arrested the day before yesterday. Police said the arrests were made following information uncovered during the interrogation of Pillayan in connection with ongoing investigations into several homicide cases. Now, as part of the nationwide Clean Sri Lanka program, tomorrow has been declared as a National Mosquito Control Day in all schools across our island. School Education Director at the Ministry of Education, SHH Sanjeevani, stated that all schools, Pirivenas and teacher training colleges will carry out cleaning and mosquito control activities from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. tomorrow. This special initiative aims to eliminate mosquito breeding grounds and raise awareness on the prevention of mosquito-borne diseases among students and staff. Now, Nishantha Jayavira has been officially appointed to Parliament to fill the vacancy created by the resignation of Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma through an extraordinary gazette notification issued by the National Election Commission of Sri Lanka. The Gazette states that the General Secretary of the National People's Power had submitted the name of Nishantha Jayavira to the Election Commission to fill this vacant seat. Accordingly, the Commission confirmed that necessary steps were taken to formally gazette Jayavira's name as the replacement MP. Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma resigned from his positions as State Minister of Finance and Parliamentarian, following which he was appointed as the Secretary to the Ministry of Finance. Now, yesterday we reported to you that an 18% VAT will be imposed on services provided by non-resident individuals or entities to Sri Lankans through electronic platforms with effect from the 1st of October. The measure was officially announced through an extraordinary gazette issued under the signature of the Commissioner General of Inland Revenue. Over 18 categories of services will fall under this new VAT regulation, including cloud computing services, software as a service, e-commerce platforms, digital marketing services, cybersecurity services, and even streaming platforms. Now, Minister of Labour and State Minister of Economic Development Anil Jayantha Fernando provided an explanation on this matter. He stated that reports indicating that an entirely new tax had been imposed were false. Pointing out that the government has a tax revenue estimation each year, the minister stated that the relevant legislations and gazettes, as well as amendments to existing acts, need to be prepared with the involvement of the Parliament. He added that the Value Added Tax Act was one such act that required to be amended as well. Minister Fernando went on to note that digital services, which were previously excluded from the value-added tax, was simply decided to be included in the existing list. According to him, this decision was reached with the agreement of the relevant stakeholders as well. Meanwhile, steps have been taken to recruit 304 Ayurvedic doctors to strengthen the country's traditional healthcare system. Commissioner General of Ayurveda, Dr. Dhammika Abeygunawardena, stated that the required interviews for the recruitment process will commence later this month. The selected doctors will be assigned to serve at Ayurvedic hospitals, regional centers and treatment facilities across the island. Candidates will be recruited from the Faculty of Indigenous Medicine of the University of Colombo, Gampaha Vikramarach University of Indigenous Medicine, Eastern University, as well as the University of Jaffna. Let's move on to your weather forecast for today. The Met Department says that several spells of showers will occur in the western and Sabaragamo provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara Eliya, Galle and Mathura districts. A few showers may occur in the northwestern province as well. Strong winds of about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the western slopes of the central hills and in the northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in the Trincomalee and Hambantota districts. With that, let's move on to another international news item for this morning. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has arrived at the White House for his scheduled talks with US President Donald Trump. According to foreign media reports, the Israeli Prime Minister met with Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff earlier yesterday. The visit comes as indirect talks between Israel and Hamas over a ceasefire and a hostage deal in Gaza continued for a second day on Monday. Trump has increased pressure for a deal in Gaza in recent weeks and raised the possibility that a ceasefire could be declared in a matter of hours or even days. Hamas demands an Israeli withdrawal while Netanyahu insists on Hamas disarming. The meeting between Trump and Netanyahu could give new urgency to the US ceasefire proposal, but whether it leads to a deal that ends the war is unclear as of now. And finally, we move on to your sports news this morning. In sports, it's cricket. The decisive third one-day international match between hosts Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is set to take place today at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium, with the match scheduled to begin at 2:30 p.m. Both matches held final training sessions yesterday in preparation for the all-important clash. In the first ODI held at the R. Premadasa International Cricket Stadium in Colombo, Sri Lanka secured a commanding 77-run victory. Bangladesh bounced back in the second match, clinching a 16-run win, levelling the series 1-1. With the series now tied, today's match will determine the winner, making it a must-win game for both the sides. Sri Lanka enters this match with strong momentum, having won 4 of their last 5 ODIs. And in contrast, Bangladesh has won only 1 of their last 5 matches, lost 3 and had 1 match abandoned. Well, that brings to a close this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. Thank you for joining us this morning. Do join us tomorrow as well for more of the very latest from here at home and around the world. Take care. Have a wonderful day ahead.